briefing. I will hand you over straight to the Chief Secretary, to the President and Cabinet. Dr. Sand.
Thank you very much, Secretary. Welcome once again to our normal briefing after Cabinet. And as usual, our Chair, the Minister for Information, Comrade Monica Mchango, will take us through what was deliberated and agreed upon in Cabinet, accompanied by the ministers, and I will hand over to her to introduce the members who are coming in before she makes their presentation.
Thank you very much, Chief Secretary, Permanent Secretary, and once again, welcome to the members of the 40th state. That's right, 40th state. Yeah, and once again, this is our third meeting decision matrix. Welcome you all. And right here with me, I've got Professor Muvira, Minister of Higher Education, Science and Technology, and I've got Minister Honorable Chitando, Minister of Mines and Mining Development, and will soon be joined in, and I'm sure I'll see him walking in. Minister of Home Affairs, Honorable Kazembe, and hope will be joined in by the Minister of Finance later on. Today, Cabinet met and received an update from the Minister of Mines and Mining Development, and this update was on the close cooperation with the Zimbabwe Open for Business Forum, which is an independent organization formed by young Zimbabweans. And this organization has played a key role in marketing Zimbabwe's mining industry at its own cost. In particular, Cabinet was advised of the role played by this forum at the recent mining indaba in Cape Town, and this was early February this year. This mining indaba, the forum actually, apart from arranging various investor interface functions, the Zimbabwe Open for Business Forum established for the first time a Zimbabwe lounge in the national interest. In view of the ongoing, Cabinet agreed that the Ministry of Mines and Mining Development enter into a memorandum of understanding with Zimbabwe Open for Business for cooperation in the promoting mining investment in Zimbabwe. Minister of Mines and Mining Development also gave a report on the outstanding annual fees with respect to mining concessions. He first spoke on the fact that the Mines and Minerals Act provides for annual renewal payments from all holders of mining title. The minister also updated Cabinet on outstanding amounts due from holders of mining title relating to annual renewal of title. Cabinet resolved as follows: that all holders of mining title are being urged to observe their obligations to pay for annual renewal for mining title, failing which they would lose the title as provided for in the Mines and Minerals Act. And as such, all mining title holders, those who owe money to the Ministry of Mines and Mining Development as of 31st January 2020, are being given until 30th of April 2020 to pay up, failing which the mining title would be lost in terms of the provisions of the Mines and Minerals Act. That was the report from Minister of Mines and Mines and Minerals Act, Mining Development. The other report which Cabinet received was on the strategy to clear the passport backlog at the Central Registry. Cabinet considered and approved the strategies to clear the passport backlog at the Central Registry, and this report was presented by the Minister of Home Affairs and Cultural Heritage, Honorable KK, that's Honorable Kasembe Kazembe. The strategies are as follows. That the current treasury payment facility of $1 million per month, which is being paid towards debt settlement, be maintained. 2, that treasury avails 6,796,500 to make sure that the backlog is cleared. Also, there's need for 580,200 euros and about Zimbabwe dollars 11,781,900. This will meet the cost of clearing the passport backlog. And that the cost of ordinary and emergency passport that also was looked at, which is currently pegged at $53 for an ordinary passport and $253 for an emergency one, respectively, be increased to that one, which is $153, is being increased to $150. That is for the ordinary passport, and Zimbabwe dollars $600 for an emergency passport. This is all done to make sure that there is enough money to meet the cost of clearing the passport backlog. Then there was a report which was considered by Cabinet on the Manpower Planning and Development Amendment Bill 2019. This report was presented by the Minister of Justice, Legal and Parliamentary Affairs as the Chairman of the Cabinet Committee on Legislation. The amendment is intended to align the Manpower Development Act, Chapter 28.2, with the Constitution under the ongoing legislative reform program which is being pursued by the Second Republic. The amendment primarily seeks to streamline and elevate the role of tertiary institutions, science and technology institutions, as well as professional bodies in the industrialization and modernization of Zimbabwe, and its provisions will take precedence over all matters relating to manpower development and training. Each institution will be obliged to establish on its own or in partnership with another an innovation and industrialization fund. That fund is for the purpose of supporting the development of startup commercial enterprises and all technological solutions within its purview towards the attainment of Vision 2030. That is the vision of a knowledge and technology-driven upper middle income society with high quality of life for all Zimbabweans. The amendment also provides for the entrenchment of good corporate governance in the running of the institutions. The bill replaces the minister as trustee of the Zimbabwe Manpower Development Fund, ZIMDEF, with the Zimbabwe Manpower Development Board, which will henceforth administer the fund. This will help curb excesses that had previously manifested in a manner that negated the purposes and objectives of the fund. In addition, the bill provides for the transfer of persons employed in tertiary institutions from the public service to the tertiary education service. Then, Cabinet also received a report on Center for Education, Innovation, Research and Development, and this is the bill, which the Cabinet considered and approved this bill, which was presented by the Minister of Justice, Legal and Parliamentary Affairs, Chairman of the Cabinet Committee on Legislation, Honorable Ziambe Ziambe. Through the bill, the Ministry of Higher and Tertiary Education, Innovation, Science and Technology Development seeks to promote the national vision for Zimbabwe to become the upper middle income by 2030. The bill also seeks to ensure that Zimbabwe's education, innovation, research and development is translated into industry that provides jobs and opportunities through the exploitation of natural resources. To this end, the bill establishes the administrative framework for the promotion of the innovation and industrialization agenda. The Center for Education, Innovation, Research and Development will be the apex of coordination for the country's premier institutions, hosting experts in specialist areas for given tasks and allowing them to return to their original workstation upon completion of assignments. The new law will apply to public and private industry and all institutions of higher and tertiary education in Zimbabwe, encompassing universities, teachers' polytechnic and industrial training colleges, vocational training centers, and institutions that undertake research and innovation. The center will also incorporate a rural outreach bias in its setup. That is the report. Then the next report which Cabinet received was on the progress. This is a progress report on the implementation of state enterprises and parastatals reforms. Cabinet noted with satisfaction the progress report on the implementation of state enterprises and parastatals reforms as presented by the Minister of Finance and Economic Development, Honorable Professor Mutuli Nyumbe. The new dispensation requires state enterprises and parastatals, some of which remain key enablers to business and investment, both domestic and foreign, to play a pivotal role towards the realization of Vision 2030's aspirations for a prosperous and empowered upper middle income society. The reform initiatives are being implemented at a time when the majority of the strategic state enterprises and parastatals have been operating suboptimally, optionally, as evidenced by their failure to adequately perform and fulfill their mandates. Much ground was covered during 2019 towards revamping performance of public entities under the State Enterprises Reform Framework, is articulated in the Transitional Stabilization Program 2018 to 2020. The implementation of the reform strategy for the public enterprises and parastatals has been integrated and now embraces the following critical aspects. 1, restructuring, privatization, and commercialization of public entities. 2, improved corporate governance of public entities. 3, a sustainable remuneration framework for public entities. And finally, facilitative and transparent public procurement systems and processes across all public entities. The reform measures being implemented at public entities are beginning to yield positive results, with the emergence of profit postings and declarations of dividends at some of these entities in the recent past, while some have managed to reduce losses. The implementation of the above stated reforms is key in the unlocking of value in these public entities. In particular, the capitalization program presents lucrative investment programs. In particular, the current privatization program presents lucrative investment opportunities for both domestic and foreign investment, leading to injection of the much needed capital for resuscitating our economy. I thank you for listening. That's the report for today.
Thank you very much. There it is. We now ask the members of the media to put the ministers.
I just wanted to acknowledge the presence of Minister of Finance, who is in with us. So, thank you. The Chief Secretary.
Okay. So, as usual, we start with the first session, where we are going to allow 4 questions. Any volunteer? Yes, at the back.
Thank you, Taku Chambok from Zimbabwe's TV. My first question goes to the Minister of Home Affairs. You stated that you increased the fares for the normal passport to 150. If you divide that by the rate of 18, at the current interbank rate, you are going to get around $8, which is up from $3. Last week we ran a story on that, which was going for, saying a passport is going for $3 last week. So now, considering that we are importing most of the consumables that are needed to make passports, are we really going to see a change in the backlog that you have with this new price? Or it's just one of those other measures? Why don't we just put up a facility, like many people have been saying, where if those that have foreign currency can just be allowed to pay and get their passports? My second question goes to the Minister of Finance regards the reforms in the public entities there. I'm shocked that government was impressed, because when you look at the ground, the NRZ deal didn't come through. We still have issues with ZESA. We didn't see the Tel1 deal come through and the Telecel deal come through. CSC, we read things in the papers to say there's a lot that's happening with the UK investor there. So is there real stuff that's really happening on the ground? We heard that there's some entities that are posting profits. Could you just give us a highlight of which entities are posting profits? Thank you.
Okay. Yes, please.
Abigail Tembo from CBC. Mine is a follow-up from Chamba's question, to the Minister of Home Affairs. All things being equal and all strategies in place, what does the backlog, the passport backlog, stand at right now, and how long do you think it will take to clear the current backlog?
Okay. Yes, please.
Idamit from newszimbabwe.com. My question is to Minister Kazembe.
Did you know?
Idamit.
Sorry?
Idamit. Now that you have hiked the prices, how about the people who had already paid their passports, who are still on the backlog list? What are they going to do?
Okay. You had your hand up, yes?
It's more than 4, but it's okay.
Okay. My name is Blessed Mtla. My question goes to the Minister of Home Affairs. Why are you subsidizing production of passports? To what end? And so I want to understand that now for someone to get an emergency passport, actually have to apply. It's not automatic that you go there and you say 600. I want to have an emergency passport. I actually apply and get a response that you can now come and get an emergency passport. Is that going to change now, even the invoice?
Right, so let's get through the answers. Honorable Minister.
All right. Thank you, Chief Secretary. We've got quite a number of questions there. Takucha Mbape wanted to hear from you, Home Affairs Minister, that now that you've increased to 150, he was talking about the interbank rate and all that. I thought we were talking about Zimbabwe dollars, but that's what he's asking about. And he was talking about $3, that the passport was $3 and now it's $8. He's asking, his question is, are we going to see a change in terms of actually removing that backlog?
Thank you.
The other issue he asked was about those, why not allow those with their foreign currency to pay?
No, thank you very much. I want to start by thanking Taku for such a pertinent question. Yes, $8 may not be enough, but as you'd appreciate, access to identification documents is a human right. And so as a government, we are not there to try and make a profit out of this process, but government's intention is to ensure that people have access to these identification documents. So in this particular case, yes, $8 is not enough, but government is subsidizing. Then your second question, Taku, is that, is this going to see the backlog clear in the shortest possible time? The answer is no. Why? Because it's a clear process, and this is why in the report given by the Minister of Information, I actually asked for a substantial amount of money from Treasury, through Cabinet, and that has been approved. There are 3 stages in the production of passports. The first stage is that of making the actual booklets, and we have capacity to make 8,000 booklets at our factory. And then the second stage currently the installed capacity can only give about 3,000 something passports, and the last stage about 2,000. But what is very critical are the consumables. You want to know that our passports, everything that's used on the passport, even the string that you see, is of a secure nature. It's not an ordinary string. So everything, that's all the consumables that are used are basically imported. So this is why I've asked for some support from Treasury, which we have been promised. What we intend to do is to ensure that we buy enough consumables for the backlog, which is standing at about 400 passports at the moment. So what we've asked for will be enough to buy consumables for the consumables. But most importantly, we've also asked for some money to increase the installed capacity of our printing equipment, especially the personalization. I mentioned earlier on that the first stage is for the production of the actual booklets. The next stage is for the personalization of the passport. That's where your unique number is inserted, and your name is also put in there, and the other security features. We have also asked for money to buy that equipment to up the installed capacity, as well as the last stage, which is the quality control stage. It's also important to note that there is a lead time. This is why I'm saying this, the backlog won't go away overnight. There's a lead time. Even if we were to pay, even if Professor Ntunu was to give me the 6 million today, it will take about 14 to 16 weeks for us to start receiving the consumables. So already that's about, I'm not so sure how many months that is, but already we are into our second or third month. So to be on the safe side, our target is to complete, to clear the backlog at least by mid-year, all things being equal. I think I've done justice to that one.
I was just going to say, maybe you can tackle the other questions. You have already touched on them already. Abigail Tembo just wanted to know how many people are on the backlog. And and Ida Neto also, she wanted to know how about those who had already paid, who are already on the list. How are you going to deal with those? And Blessed Mukama, I think he is asking, why are you subsidizing production of passports?
Okay, I think
the other
I've
question was, now that for emergency passport one has to apply, then you're told to come on such a day. Now with the increment, does it mean that it will then be instant?
Okay, thank you, Honourable Minister. But before I go to those questions, I think I left another part that Taku asked. When he asked why do we not allow those with free funds to pay in foreign currency? That was approved by Cabinet, but we are waiting for the statutory instrument to be in place. And the Ministry of Finance is actually working on that, and it should be out fairly shortly. Yes, we have received requests from various people who have access to free funds, and we want to make sure we have the SI in place, then we can allow them to pay in foreign currency for an express emergency passport. And then I'll come to those with the other questions. Blessed, you were asking why we are subsidizing. I thought I answered that one. Because it is a human right for people to have access to those documents, so they must be affordable to our people. So government is coming in to try and assist our citizens to access those documents. Then the other question was, again, was it from Blessed?
Yeah,
where you said emergency. Why do you have to? For now, obviously, we are in a situation where we are trying to clear the backlog. We would rather, would prefer to have only those who have serious cases, genuine emergency cases, to apply for those passports. That's why we ask you to apply. Otherwise, everybody else, even those who want to go on holiday, would come and apply for emergency passports. We would rather reserve those passports for those who are in dire need of the passport. Maybe we want to go for medical reasons or for something urgent. That's the reason why we want to restrict that to those with serious cases. And then the other question...
I think Ida Metu wanted to know how about those who are...
Those are not affected because they already applied for their passports. The increase is with effect from today. So it does not affect those who have already paid for their passports, who have already applied and paid. Thank you.
Thank you, Minister. I think you have done justice to the questions, unless there's really somebody who there's something else which one you did answer, but I think all the questions are not. Now I'm coming to Minister of Finance. Taku wants to know, in your report, in the report which I gave, government says there is some progress. He is asking, NRZ didn't come up Tel 1, Telesel, CSC, and this person is their real entities who have actually posted profits.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Chair. Thank you for the question. The agenda for reforming state-owned enterprises really has 4 pillars to it. The first thing is restructuring, partial privatization, commercialization, departmentalization, liquidation. That's 1. 2 is improved corporate governance as a pillar. Pillar 3 is the remuneration framework for the leadership in these public enterprises, including board remuneration. And finally, basically ensuring that there is a facilitative procurement process for these SOEs that they can compete with other commercial entities in the market. So 4 pillars. So when we talk about progress, that is with respect to these 4 pillars. Let me go back. On the restructuring, you see, there are again several categories. So you'll find, for instance, those entities that we decided to liquidate, and we did liquidate them, so there's progress on that. National Glass Industries and Montira, which were under IDC, for example. If you look at those that were merged, for example, ZimCesa, the Special Economic Zones Authority, ZIA, Smart Investment Authority, and the joint venture unit in the Ministry of Finance were merged, and that's the seat of the ZIDA entity. Another decision is we decided not to merge Women's Bank, Empower Bank, and the Small and Medium Enterprises Development Corporation. That's also a decision. So a lot of progress has been made. Some of them were departmentalized. For example, the National Indigenization and Economic Empowerment Board was departmentalized within the Ministry of Industry and Commerce. And if you look at the National Competitive Commission, this again was, its status was maintained under the Ministry of Industry and Commerce, and so forth. So that's what we're talking about. If you're referring to, for example, the financial performance of those that were earmarked for partial privatization, I'm happy to say that MMCZ declared, not only were profitable, they declared a dividend. And some of you were there to witness us receiving a check. And then also, Net1 is going to declare a dividend and hand over a check again to the government. So this is very good performance coming out of the 4 pillars for enhanced enterprise performance, which I referred to earlier. You mentioned NRZ deal. Frankly, the decision to reopen that tender is also a decision. It's not that we're sitting on our arms and doing nothing. When we realize that there's no progress, we stop it and reopen, and those who tendered before are free to tender. So that's also progress. Yes, we keep hearing things about CSC in the media, but we're the government and we're the partner in there. We'll certainly evaluate to make sure that we get the best deal out of that and there's performance on that arrangement. So that's the financial outcome as well of what's going on. If you look at the framework is under debate now in terms of the proposal which have been put forward. I'm talking about the remuneration framework here for CEOs, boards, and soon we'll be able to announce that framework. On compliance with the Corporate Governance Act, is tremendous progress, absolutely tremendous progress. Most of these parasectors are now having annual meetings. They are writing their ministers, requesting meetings. They are supposed to have at least 2 meetings a year with each minister. And then they also request for extra board meetings. And I get those a lot, and I have to approve. So, oh yes, you can go ahead, have the 8th board meeting to resolve this and that. So there's a lot of interaction now with the 9 ministries, but also they're holding annual meetings in the normal way that companies ought to operate. On procurement, again, there's been progress. On procurement, make sure that that process is facilitative. It doesn't slow down companies that are competing with the rest of the private sector, though publicly owned. And again, there is progress on that. So it's largely positive. Of course, each transaction has a slightly different speed, but overall, the progress is in the right direction. And some of them are profitable and they're declaring dividends. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Minister Professor Mutuli. Clearly, there's progress in how public entities are now being run. There's a lot more to be done, certainly to unlock value in these public entities. Thank you very much, Minister, and I think Chief Secretary, the last round.
Thank you very much. Now we come to our last session. We start with those who have not contributed. Yes, please.
My name is Kay Kasike from Tafamba. My question is directed to the Minister of Mines. How much is owned by title holders, and how does this affect the mining industry? And then you said you attended the mining industry. I wanted to find out what was the ministry's response to climate change.
All right. Any other one? Yes, please. Everybody.
Thank you. My name is Leopold from newsnovel.com. Mine is some sort of follow-up from Chago Chambers' question in the first segment. You said that government or cabinet has approved, and you are now waiting for statutory instrument, which are in US dollars. My question is directed to the Minister of Finance, to the this is one, you are now going to allow citizens to pay in US dollars if they have them. Zuma today tweeted or shared information that it will be selling fuel in US dollars at select filling stations. INSCO has been selling its products, its food in US dollars. Of course, you have reasons. And then yesterday, the RBZ governor, John Maguja, said that we are on the right path to de-dollarization. Are these indicators of us being on the right path to de-dollarization? We now have institutions which are being allowed to use foreign currency in to sell their products. At the same time, government is saying we are de-dollarizing. Is this the path we are on? Is it the right path? Thank you.
Okay. And other UN? Yes, please.
Margaret Mativiri from ZBC. Okay, my question goes to the Home Affairs Minister. Did I get the number correct that the current passport backlog stands at 400, or that was
400,000.
Okay, and you have mentioned that there is no clear path as to how long this process will take. So what guarantee is there that if any individual pays for an emergency passport for $600 today at the new price, that they'll actually get their passport on emergency basis?
Last one. Okay, you have the benefit of life millennia. Last one.
Minister of Home Affairs, I just want to find when you say that identity documents are a right, but then you can't access them even though government is subsidized. So in essence, you're denying that person the right to have access to them because you're not giving them either way. So is it not better to charge them in a manner that will allow them to get it? And maybe just if the Minister of Finance can come in and tell us if he has the money that he has been asked to provide, the Minister of Home Affairs. Because I understand you have other pressing issues, especially importation of grain. And making sure that the people of Zimbabwe are well fed. Do you have money to buy pay?
Honorable Chair, that's the end of
Because there were only two people, although they were asking more than one question.
If you have
If there's anybody else, please give them
the chair is very generous today. Yes, it's okay.
Sorry, I'd like to add on to the question. If you could also look at the decarbonization of the supply chain, that's they discussed that at the mining industry, and then also mining materials as the cornerstone of the energy transition that is going on.
This is on the climate change issue.
Yes.
I thought you had already said what's in the
It's also, it's not just on climate change.
Yeah.
It's also talk about energy.
Can you clarify your message?
Come again.
Find out what the ministry's stance is on mining materials as a cornerstone of energy transformation.
Mining materials.
Yes.
I think the minister is going
Yes,
Are you raising your hand or you're just... You have a chance if you want to raise a question.
My question is to the Minister of Home Affairs. Today we witnessed the signing ceremony between the Ministry of Home Affairs and Fidelity. And they were saying, the permanent secretary was saying, now we can be able to acquire the consumables in dollars through Fidelity. So I wanted to ask, do we still need to, get US dollars and pounds to get consumables when Fidelity can provide those, and the ministry or the central registry can pay in dollars?
okay, we'll have just one, you know.
Okay.
Yes, please.
Louis Pakistan, Papers TV.
Sorry?
Louis Pakistan,
Oh,
Papers
it's
TV.
you. Okay. SLBC.
Sing Papers. The Home Affairs Minister. We have citizens that are struggling to get identity documents, the basic ID documents. The Registrar General's office is only accommodating about 100 people per day and less in some provinces. Are you aware of this, and when will it end?
Okay.
I think that was...
Yeah. All right.
Thank you now.
Thank you very much. We started with Kaseke, right? Who was saying how much is owed the Minister of Mines and Mining Development? How much is owed by those title holders? That's what we would like to know. And she actually went on to ask that she were at the mining in Durban, and she wants to know what is the ministry's response to climate change, and also she went further to the last person on the mining materials.
Thank you, Chair. I would like to thank Kaseke for the question. It's over $200 million which is owed. But again, just to reinforce the fact of the matter that in terms of the provisions of the Mines and Minerals Act, it is a requirement that all mining title is protected annually for the payment of a fee. And the 200 million relates to that mining title where the owners, the holders, have not been observing and are in arrears as far as the payment of mining title is concerned. The second question relating to climate change and decarbonization. Well, at the mining industry, there was no specific session per se on climate change and decarbonization. Yes, they were in the various papers around the conference, submissions and discussions around that aspect. I'm aware that my colleague, the Minister of Environment, who is in charge of climate change and decarbonization, is working on some policy interventions which will be announced sometime soon. The third question on energy, what I probably understand your question is the role of mining of minerals in energy provision. And suffice to say, should that be the essence of the question, I have indicated in a number of fora that Zimbabwe is way on course of being energy sufficient. With respect to power, we are, from a mining energy perspective, we have two major interventions. Firstly, in terms of increased thermal generation, and secondly, in terms of initiatives for the development of CPM to generate power, amongst other projects. We are hoping to have a pilot CPM plant by the end of the year, which will be generating power from CPM gas. The other mineral, which obviously is playing a role in the overall energy context, is lithium, where we do have new production coming in from Arcadia, which I'm sure there have been a number of articles on Arcadia in terms of the progress they are making towards towards getting into production, and also secondly, in terms of the resuscitation of Kamativi. As I'm sure most of us are aware that lithium, one of the main uses at the moment is in terms of electric cars. So Zimbabwe will be a key player in that, and one of our strategies from a value addition perspective is for Zimbabwe to produce lead batteries in the not too distant future. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Minister. I hope Kaseki is happy. Leopold wanted to make a follow-up question on what Tabu had talked about. When we talked about that cabinet has already approved that those with forex can actually pay their passports in US dollars. And this question was actually related to you or to maybe
the Minister of Finance.
To the Minister of Finance. Yeah, and he's saying we are seeing companies like Zoom selling fuel in US dollars, in sport, selling, did you say chicken? US dollars. He said RBZ yesterday said we are on the right path to de-dollarization. And what does this mean when other institutions are allowed to sell in US dollars? Minister?
Thank you very much. Thank you very much for the question. This really pertains to the use of free funds. We've always been flexible on the use of free funds, which are not subject to exchange control regulations. First of all, I also read two questions in that question. One, which is just de-dollarization, and then the other is specifically on use of free funds for paying for passports. Now, in de-dollarization, last year we had $460 billion dollars of transactions which were in domestic currency. I think that's a tremendous success for a currency that was launched basically as a monocurrency on the 24th of June 2020, 2019. $460 billion is tremendous progress for a new domestic currency. So I'm convinced, but also pleased with the progress we're making towards de-dollarization. But for payments of passport, this is just about citizens being allowed to use their free funds to access a very important service, which is to acquire a passport. And I don't see why we cannot be supportive on this occasion and allow them to use their free funds for that. There's a second question about whether Treasury had the resources to hand over to the Minister of Home Affairs to print more passports in the face of other demands such as grain and food and so forth. And the short answer is yes. Thank you.
You finished?
Yes.
I think you tackled the question from Blessed. I'm sure Blessed you're going to answer, right? The lady from ZBC, back to you, Home Affairs Minister. He says with this current backlog of $400,000, now what is the guarantee that those who actually pay $600 will be able to get their emergency passport in time?
Okay, thank you, Honourable Minister. I think the first part of your question was that, in fact, it was an allegation that there's no clear path. Oh, sorry. she said there seems to be no clear path. I want to assure you that there is a clear path. In fact, I think when I started, I tried to explain how we're going to do it. Maybe I'll just try and do it briefly, in case you missed it. We have a backlog of 400,000. And I mentioned that our production cycle is in 3 stages. The first stage is the one that makes the booklets. And then the second stage does the personalization. So the one that makes the booklets, we're happy with that one. It produces 8,000 booklets a day. But the second stage, which does the personalization, which is very critical, it can only produce 3,200 or 3,500. And then the final stage, which is also equally critical, can only do 2,000. So the money that we've asked for from Treasury will allow us to buy equipment to increase the installed capacity of the second and third stage to at least a minimum of about 5,000. That's what the 5,000. Our intention is to get it to 8,000 so that we have full capacity of the whole production cycle. That's the one part of the solution. The other part is that of the consumables. And the money that we've asked for will be enough to buy us consumables for the 400,000 to passports to pay the backlog. And not only that, but remember, we are also producing passports on a daily basis. Maybe I forgot to mention that. We are producing about 2,000 passports currently on a daily basis. But again, that doesn't help us a lot in clearing the backlog. Why? Because we also receive applications, new applications on a daily basis. That takes care of the second part of your question. Those 2,000 passports, that's where we now allocate a certain number to those who urgently require passports. So there is a guarantee. But like I mentioned, 2,000 won't be enough to clear the backlog. Now, how does this solution clear the backlog? I said we will up the capacity to about 5,000. If we can do that, then we can dedicate that 5,000 to the 400,000. If you do your calculations, you'll realize that we need 80 days, which is close to 100 days, thereabout, both things being between 80 and 100, to clear the 400. But we are still receiving 2,000 new applications on a daily basis, which is probably 50,000, is 10,000 a week. Is it 10? 2,000, yeah, 10,000 a week. And about 40,000, that has to be taken care of again. So once we have everything in place, the consumables, and once we increase the capacity, production capacity, we should be able to do the 5,000, and we are also intending to do overtime with everything in place to have a night shift as well, because we have that capacity, and then we can deal with the new passports which we are receiving, new applications we are receiving on a daily basis. So, but again, why I didn't give a specific time to say within 100 days is because we still have to give the producers or the manufacturers of the consumables a lead time of between 14 to 16 weeks, which is about 3 to 4 months, I think, thereabout. That's why I said earlier on, maybe to go to the safe side by mid-year, which gives us about 6 months. 3 months for the delivery, and then 100 days to clear. So if you add the 3 months in the 100 days, plus 3 months delivery, it's about 6 months there, plus or minus. That's why I spoke up. So there is a clear path, if you like. And then we have a second question.
You can move to the next question, Honourable Minister, if you got it, but that was from Ida, I think. Yes, where she was saying, can Fidelity provide the consumables in local currency rather than imports?
Okay. I want to thank Ida for that question. Okay, we have a number of consumables. What Fidelity is only giving us are the sheets, the paper. But we've got so many consumables, like I mentioned earlier on, even the string that you use is important. The ribbon that you use is important. There's, if you run your passport through the machine reader, you will see a lot of features which you can't see with your naked eyes. All those many features are important. That's what I'm talking about. Fidelity will only just do one part, but with so many consumables that we so we still need foreign currency. And then I think there was another one.
No, I didn't.
Yes,
Oh, yeah, Zim papers.
There was
the Zim papers issue. It's about, are you aware that the citizens were struggling to get IDs? RG says the registered general is only saving like 100 people a day.
Well, I'm not so sure about that one, but I will investigate. But I told some offices throughout, I'm sure you saw that. I went to Pindura, I went to Gueru, I went to Chinoi. I didn't see a lot of problems on the ID side, but it was mainly on the passport side. But if there is an issue, I will attend to that. But I would also want to believe that, in fact, I know that they are also affected by consumables, because our IDs are also unique. They also have security features. And it's also covered in that, in the money that I've asked from Treasury. But when I told these places, I didn't see a crisis in the ID section. There were challenges in the passport side, but not on the ID section. But if it is there, I would definitely look into it.
We count the 100.
Is that so? Anyway, I'll look. It could again be the issue of production capacity or the issue of consumables again. Because like I mentioned, the consumables are important. But I'll definitely look into that one. I promise to read. There was another one, Honorable Minister, it was about, he was saying it's a human right, but still people can't access this, that, and the other.
I think the Minister of Finance had answered.
It was a different question.
Do you have money to buy? Okay. It was, do you have money to pay people?
When I was asking him why, if it's a human right, you are basically denying that person because they can't access it anyhow, even if it's cheap.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, no, but okay. We've had challenges that you know, Blessed. We've had challenges. In fact, prior to February 2017, people just get their passport, just within the prescribed time. Like the older passport, I think people would get it in 4 weeks. It was up until that period when RBs started to have challenges with regards to foreign currency. And we all know where these challenges are coming from, or economic challenges. And in that period, and now we've had issues to access foreign currency because of other issues that have been raised, competing foreign currency demand and other challenges the Minister of Finance alluded to. But now we've come up with a solution, we've come up with a strategy which we feel can address this backlog. But it doesn't mean that we are deliberately denying, but we're trying to solve the solution. And we believe, and I'm convinced personally, that with this strategy, if we deploy this strategy, we'll be able to clear this backlog within 6 months.
I can see you're happy, Blessed. You're not even taking a picture. So very excited. That brings us to the end, and I want to thank my colleagues. Thank you, Honorable Kazembe. Thank you very much, Honorable Stando, Honorable Professor Mubira, and Honorable Professor Mutuli Mube, and Chief Secretary.